Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Definitely appreciate the support. I wanted to make a quick video to just throw some concepts at you. These are kind of like friendly reminders. I think sometimes we could kind of leave some of the simple stuff in the afterburners. So, I'm just going to give you maybe 3 or 4 so the video isn't too long. First and foremost, and then I wanted to show you something here. So, tight formations. I remember, oh, let me shorten that guy. I remember, I believe it was last year, the year before, tight, condensed type splits was the go-to for a lot of players in the pro scene, and caused a lot of problems for people who played online and different cheese type concepts, etc. All right, so I have a whole series on how I defend tight. I believe I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 parts. And I think we're going to make another video because I found another way, another type of concept you can implement against tight formations. All right, so, obviously this is part of the first 4 or so parts that I made about defending tight. What I like to do is, because you got to think about the divider lines on the field. Nick Saban talked about that. Go watch my video on cover 1. Okay, and these are imaginary lines on the field where we use as a rule to decipher what type of leverage you are going to hold on your opponent if you're playing cover 1 man. All right, and I think it holds true for cover 3 as well. All right, so in other words, if you are outside of the divider and cover 1 man, some people may think that you should play with outside leverage as a corner because your help is the deep middle safety, but that's not entirely true. So go watch my video on that. I don't want to go over into detail about that. Okay, but if you are outside the divider line, you're going to play with inside leverage. But if you are inside the divider line, all right, then you would play with outside leverage. I think the divider line would be a little bit over now because we are kind of not on the center. All right. Well, the thing that I noted against tight formations is, think about the formation. The entire formation is tucked inside those divider lines. And in most cases, it's because they want to break out, right? Not in all cases, but in most cases, they want to have more space to run routes to the outside. So, my thought process, and I looked at some playbooks from teams, and I noticed what they were trying to do against a formation like this when they played single high. They were just condensing everything inside. They were playing the outside of the formation and forcing it to the inside. So I went over in part 1, part 2, part 3, I believe I have part 4, about how I play against these formations, and I have no problem whatsoever playing against these formations. If you rewind that, you'll notice he was running outside breaking routes as noted. Okay. But so I went over, so I like to play, cover 1 man. I like to play cover 3 cloud. I like to play cover 3 buzz against it. And then I like to mix in some blitzes from cover 3 as well against that formation. And you see the common denominator in all of that. We are playing single high against that formation. And one thing that got me really good, I was watching a video by Cody Alexander. He has a website called matchquarters.com. That guy is brilliant when it comes to football. Definitely go check him out. All right. He has fallen in love with what he calls NTTs, non-traditional Tampa 2s, I believe is what the acronym stands for. And he went over a video where the Browns were running an NTT against, I can't remember the team that they were playing against, but the team was running a tight set. And they locked it down with that particular play. And I decided to go ahead and try to use NTTs against tight formations, and I've been having a lot of success with it. And the thing with the non-traditional Tampa 2, it marries very well with cover 1 and cover 3, and I'll show you why. So what I mean by non-traditional Tampa 2 is we're playing Tampa 2 from a single high look. right? And obviously you have different stuff like inverted twos and all that, okay? And it's amazing to me how simply different positioning on the field. We're running the same coverage, but we're running it from a different shell, can make it play a lot better against certain looks. And I've noticed that playing cover two from a single high shell is plays pretty damn well against tight sets. Okay, so that's just, I'm going to make a video, I believe, dedicated to just this, but I just wanted to throw this into your basket. I forgot what happens here. So what happens here, I believe he goes in, I believe he goes up, back stays in the block, and he goes upfield. So what happens here is our 3-rec, he's going to turn his hips to the passing strength of the formation. What I don't like about Madden is they dedicate this as the passing strength of the formation. You know, notice how we have 2 over there and we have 3 over here. To me, I would like it for this to be the passing strength of the formation. Okay, but the reason why they do it here is because there's 2 receivers here and there's 1 wide receiver and 1 tight end here. They kind of eliminate the back in this instance. So because of that, instead of him turning his hips to this side of the field and riding, what do they call it, up the hole? There's a hole, a name for it. I can't think of it right now. All right, but he's going to turn his hips to this side. You'll see him right upfield looking this way. I would rather him turn towards the true passing strength here. All right, but that's neither here nor there. He's going to come inside, and what I'm going to do as the vertical hook player, I'm just going to overtake the route. I want you to see how see how he can't throw that, and you see how he's turned towards this side. I would rather him turn to this side and match this. We have a lot of issues here that I don't like about the game. Again, this is more so like spot drop, because he comes inside and he's wide open, and we have 2 players that are wasted in this play. I think I have a video on this as well. I can't think of the name of the video, where, you know, we can utilize different players in our defense to optimize the play. So like this deep half safety, there's no reason for him to be drifting off into space here, or this outside cloud corner. You know, when you notice that no one is threatening this side, why not squeeze the formation here and kind of close the window a little bit? But I'll get into videos about this. I'm going to optimize this. But for whatever reason, I've noticed that this is an excellent supplement you can add to your defense against tight formations. Playing a non-traditional tampa, again, that's like cover 2 from a single high shell against these tight sets. And it's a great changeup because you give the same look. If you play a lot of cover 1 and cover 3 like I do against these sets, now we can mix in something from a totally different family, right? Because this is the single high side. We can mix in some cover 2 stuff from the middle of the field open side. So we show middle of the field close, and then we're going to morph into middle of the field open. And it really causes a lot of problems for different opponents when they run from these tight sets. So, you know, I won't go in. So again, you know, I could kind of get in the window here. We have our cloud corner here, and you can pin down on that, right? It's a lot of good stuff from, I've been loving playing these NTTs. And, you know, in the video that I watched with Cody Alexander, he was going over the concept that the opponent was running against the Browns was the Yankee concept, which is good against cover 1 and cover 3. Pretty solid against it. Now, in real life, what they do is, I'm so bad. This receiver here, receiver here. In real life, you know, with cover 1 man, like you have this deep half safety, deep middle safety. You have the corner on the outside trying to run with this. The problem is, you know, this crossing pattern is very hard to deal with. So what they do is I don't know what they call it, but they just replace, where the deep middle safety will take the man responsibility of this outside corner, and then this outside corner will replace him and play deep middle safety. And then that's how they deal with that potential problem. But obviously, that's something that you will not have in Madden. All right, so because you don't have that in Madden, you know, the Yankee passing concept is excellent against cover one and cover three in Madden. So when you run like single high, when you see like a single high coverage and you're running like a tight formation, definitely include Yankee passing concepts. Okay, but this is where we can get into the non-traditional Tampa 2s, where we show, hey, we're in single high, cover three or cover one. You run Yankee, and I've noticed that the cover two from this shell plays the Yankee passing concept rather well. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. I kind of want to get on with this video, but just a friendly pointer to throw into your tool basket. Definitely include some NTTs against tight sets. All right, another thing I wanted to kind of give a friendly reminder about is the leveraging the boundary. I made a video on this. Definitely go look it up. Again, well, when I think about it, there's something else that I learned from Cody Alexander. I've learned a lot of stuff from Cody Alexander from Match Quarters. He's very enthusiastic about the game, and he's a very great teacher about quarters and a lot of different football concepts. So definitely go check him out. All right, but leveraging the boundary, there's a lot of benefits to it. And in the video, I went over how you can play games on the boundary with your corner. And I didn't go over something that I'll briefly go over in this video. So definitely go check out that video. That was more so for passing reasons why. So here my opponent's going to run the ball, and he's going to get pretty good yardage on the outside there. I was running cover two, and I wasn't leveraging the boundary with the corner there. All right. So 2 plays later, he ran the same formation, and I was like, you know what? Let me leverage the boundary, right? I'm playing cover two, and you'll see what I do here. And right here is the benefit of another benefit of leveraging the boundary, especially really from cover two. You can't do this with cover three. Like if he's an outside third corner, you wouldn't want to do this because he's definitely out of position and he's the outer shell of the coverage. But being that he's in cover two, remember he has a run fit responsibility. And when we apex the wide receiver and the tackle, all right, now, because if he's outside, let me go back and I'll pause it right here. Remember, as a cloud flat corner, in cover two, he wants to reroute this guy to the inside and not the outside. So a lot of times they're playing with kind of like outside leverage. So if they're running the ball and we are outside of the receiver, to me, it's easier for him to seal you off from the run play. All right. So yeah, you can keep your outside arm free to force the running back towards your help, rallying to the football, right? But still, it is easier for you to be sealed off from this wide receiver. All right, and you have a run fit responsibility here. Your safeties are not run fit. They don't have run fit responsibilities because they are the outer shell of the coverage. All right, so one benefit we get when we do this, when we see he snapped the ball before I was finished. I was going to move him in and then move the safety a little bit further out to be in better position to top or cap this whatever route he may be running from a passing play. All right, but now when we move him inside, now we have an extra run fit defender who can't be sealed off from that wide receiver, right? So I don't know the run fits here. Right? So, hopefully he can just fit off of our defensive end here. If our defensive end fills in on this strong side B, then you can fill in here, right? Essentially, you just make him right. If he fills in here, then you can fill in there, right? We're kind of fitting off of each other with this concept. And you'll see the difference. He ran the same running play, and it's no dice now, right? You see how the wide receiver is trying to seal him off, but you can't because we're apexed in between him and the tackle, all right? And the benefit of this, there's just so many, I mean, we just punished him on that run defense there with the corner. Our corners could be a lot more aggressive in the run while playing cover two, again, because we have run fit responsibilities as cover two corners. And when you apex or leveraging the boundary, what I mean is, You know, this is the field side and this is the boundary side because we're on this hash. So what we do when we leverage the boundary with the corner is we move the corner on the boundary side and apex him in between the wide receiver and the tackle. And go check out my video on that. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you may do this for passing wise, to confuse the opponent. When I play quarters, I like to do it, and double the wide receiver. I may blitz the corner. There's a lot of different things you could do it. But I just wanted to show you how adding this to help you in the run fit when you're playing cover 2, I think can be beneficial in your game, especially against like heavy type sets where I like to use this on the boundary. All right, so I'll leave it at that. I think I want to get into something else, but there's a lot of different things you can do with this. So I do this in the red zone too. So there I was finally able to get what I wanted to out here. And, you know, you will confuse your opponent there, especially if you mix this in with quarters. Where on the weak side of the formation, you blitz this guy and I man him. Now you have to be concerned about a weak side blitz. You have to be concerned. Sometimes I'll apex the safety and blitz them, right? You have to be concerned about what's going on the backside. And you will see your opponent make a lot of adjustments to it. A lot of times they will block the back. They may slide to this side, right? And in essence, that helps you out in your defense because, you know, sometimes when you apex him and you're not blitzing and he gets out in the coverage, well, now they're blocking the back. So that's one less in the passing concept for them, right? So there's less spacing for them down the field. Okay, so go check out my video on that. So here he throws an interception. He throws it front side. I guess that looks open, but we're playing cover 2 and he threw it late. And we're able to get a big interception score there. All right, so, you know, it may not be the most exciting video, but to me, little things like that is exciting to me when it comes to the game of football. I like to be unique and a little bit different in my approach to how I deal with opponents. I want them to think. I want them to be on their toes. Another thing I wanted to throw kind of like a friendly reminder is personnel. I think some people, you kind of get carried away in your approach to attacking a defense when it comes to personnel. I want to show you an example of this. So I've been flirting around with this scheme. I love it, where I base off of Y-off trips, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back. And what I do is I shift into empty base from time to time. And I utilize a lot of different plays from this formation that I love. I love RPO counter glance post. I plan on making a video on that. Actually, this whole scheme, if I get to it. And right away when I come out, I notice that this looks like a quarters type personnel or dime type personnel. And I'm coming out with three wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 back. Right? So some people may just run themselves into a wall and just pass against this. And yeah, you can have success. Okay, but you know, a lot of times you should just stick with what is optimal against a personnel like this and just run the ball, right? Because when they have a whole bunch of smaller players out there, all right, a lot of times you should just stick to the simple things in life and just run it on them, right? Double high, soft box, light personnel, right? And yeah, we ran it and we only got 2 yards, but don't abandon the run. Right? Maybe that run was not good against the front that he was presenting. So I switched from the counter run that we had, and now I'm running duo. And what I love about duo is you're going to maximize the ability to get as many double teams as possible at the point of attack. I know that this guy should get doubled every single time here. And he does, right? We get a double team there. Kind of a double team there. He's going to peel off, I believe, and get him. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, he does. And we just get a clean box. And we get 14 yards. A lot of guys, they may run it. So I run no huddle. Here's the benefit to no huddle, guys. You keep that personnel on the field. And I will run the same play over and over and over again. A lot of people say things like, well, you know, they should ban it. They should have a cooldown on plays that you run in the game so you can't run the same play over and over again. I don't agree with that at all. Because that's not realistic. All right. There was a time Peyton Manning ran the same running play 22 times in a row. Tony Dungy was talking about it. He ran it 22 straight times. Right? We will run the same play over and over and over again if you cannot stop it. Now, where I don't like it with Madden is where they don't give you the tools to stop something. So there, it makes sense where if someone's running the same play over and over again, and there's nothing in the game that is built in to really put a stop to it, you can maybe slow it down, right? But they're just manipulating the AI. Then there's a problem. But then I don't agree with making it to where they can't utilize the play. I think there was a play last year. It was like an RPO read flat or something like that, and they banned it in the pro scene. And to me, that's just putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, right? Why not, instead of you banning the play, figure out why it's unstoppable and put in, think how would an actual team deal with the problem? And when you find that problem, you implement that into the game, right? So if there's a particular set of defensive concepts that defenses run to stop a problem, then put that in the game so we can use it against that particular problem. Don't just ban the play, right? So anyways, I continue running the ball. You can watch those if you want. And sooner or later, because I'm in no huddle, and he's going to have to call a timeout. And if he doesn't, then he's going to stay in his personnel. So what they will do, I've seen this 1,000 times because I do this all the time, is they will say, okay, well, I can't change my personnel and I don't want to. So what I'll do is now I'll blitz. I'll run cover 0 now. So yeah, I'm running a light box, but now everyone's coming now, right? But now we put them in a position to where you want them to play cover 0 against you because now we know it's one-on-one on the outside, right? So snap the ball, get rid of the ball before the free rusher gets to me, throw in time, on rhythm, outside curl pattern. First down, no huddle. He did it again, right? So I was like, all right, I'm going to run it again. And he checks into the blitz. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll check into that passing play again. And here's a problem, too, with this blitz. You know, with cover 0, what you want to do with cover 0 is you want to you're dictating to the offense that you're not going to have enough time. That's what cover 0 is all about, okay? You're making it to where it should be impossible for you to have 5, 6, 7 seconds to throw the ball, 4 seconds, whatever it is. Okay, you have to get rid of it. And the reason why is because we are bringing more than what the offense can block. So, you know, the problem with his cover 0 is, yeah, you're bringing, you know, more than what I can block. The problem is the guy that you're bringing is so far away from the quarterback that I can get rid of the ball before he gets there every single time. Right? So let's watch it again. Yeah, see, he's coming from so far away. His cover 0 is not really... I digress. So watch my videos on... I have a video on how to beat cover 0, guys. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. And I'll leave it at that. All right, so that's what this video was about. And I just kind of wanted to throw some stuff at you. So leveraging the boundary in cover 2 can really help you out in the run game in regards to adding to your run fits. Number 2, not leveraging the boundary. I just said that. Personnel, right? Not abandoning the run when teams come out and light personnel, like groupings like this, quarters and dime. All right, and then the first one was NTTs. All right, so I'll leave it at that. I hope you got something from this video. Maybe it's not a specific video, but I think it warranted a video to throw out there for you guys to have friendly reminders and then to start using NTTs against tight splits and add it and supplement it to your single high coverage against those formations. I'll leave it at that. Hope you got something from this video, man. Peace.